Hey guys, welcome back to my kitchen. I'm Salima and today we are making flan de queso. This is a Puerto Rican style cheese flan. It's a classic silky smooth custard topped with that signature homemade caramel, plus a little boost in that richness thanks to cream cheese. This is my mom's recipe, so let me show you how to make it. So like any traditional flan, this recipe starts by making our homemade caramel. And my mom's secret to this is just using straight, plain, white granulated sugar in a dry pan over medium-low heat. You're gonna really need to practice patience at this step and just watch as that sugar begins to slowly melt. It'll first look a little bit like this, where there's little ribbons of melted sugar mixed throughout that dry sugar. And you can just shake the pan like I'm doing here every once in a while to kind of encourage that sugar to melt evenly. Resist the urge to turn the heat up because this sugar can burn incredibly quickly. So keep it around medium-low and just continue to kind of move the pan around to help encourage it to melt evenly. You might be tempted here to use a whisk or a spatula to move things around, but resist that temptation. We really just want to move this around in the pan without any utensil because for some reason that can actually slow down the cooking process, the melting process. So just get really comfortable moving the pan around, moving the sugar around in it like this. And as soon as all of those granules are completely melted, we're going to quickly transfer this caramel into our baking dish. We want to work quickly because this hardens really fast, but also make sure to be very careful at this stage because the sugar is piping hot and can cause really serious burns. So just carefully but quickly move the sugar around in the pan to make sure it is coating the entire base and as much as the walls of the pan as possible. And then we'll just set this aside while we prep our filling. So we're starting with cream cheese, evaporated milk, whole milk, sugar, eggs, vanilla, and salt. A lot of flan recipes will use sweetened condensed milk instead of whole milk and sugar, but my mom has always used the combination of whole milk and sugar instead. And I have tested the other versions, and I just find that the custard texture is so much smoother and creamier when I use whole milk and sugar. So we're adding all of those ingredients into our blender and then we are just blending until it is evenly combined. This should only take like 1 or 2 minutes depending on the power of your blender. And then really important step is to pour this mixture through a mesh strainer into our baking dish. This helps to ensure that the texture is going to be super silky smooth. It kind of removes some of those bubbles and any solids that may have been left over after blending. Then we're just going to bake this in a water bath at 350 degrees Fahrenheit until it is jiggly in the center. You can use a toothpick to make sure it comes out clean, but basically you want it jiggly but not super firm. Then we're going to chill this overnight if possible, or at least for a few hours before loosening up the edges with a knife. You should be able to kind of shake the pan and see the whole flan moving around like this before you flip it, just to make sure it's going to come out clean from that pan. And then you're ready to flip it. Give it a couple love taps just to make sure it is fully removed. And then let that caramel drizzle over top before slicing this up and serving. This is a great recipe to make the day or the night before you need to serve it because it needs that time in the fridge to chill anyway. And then just wait to flip it until you are just about to serve. And you will have this super impressive flan with that really beautiful caramel that you can pour over the top of each slice. It is just so rich and creamy. You could top it with fruit or just serve it like this and enjoy. Buen provecho.